Welcome back to another riveting episode of Honest Conversation, where I, TKbreezy, talk to you, the viewer, or anyone else who's watching this shit eventually, about current happenings in the Smash community as I see them happen. So this time around, we're talking about CEODreamland. I just came back from that, and a couple of the other things that have been going on since then. We got coaching, we got Dave's stupid rule plus stages in general in Smash 4, which I'm probably gonna have a very controversial thought and look on that, but that's just me. I'm very conservative on my stages, but I'll talk to you about it when we get to point number 3, and of course point number 4, supporting other games. That's going to be a pretty huge one as well. But let's just go ahead and start by the recap of CEODreamland. I mean, I had some fun there. I weirdly enough did not commentate doubles, and I don't know why I'm not being put on doubles anymore. I don't want to do doubles top 8 or anything. Top 6 is actually, in my opinion, the better format for doubles, because top 8 takes too long. But I am the one commentator I know for a fact who loves doubles. Like, when people, anytime I've done a top 8 for doubles, at the end of it I always say something akin to, I fucking love doubles, just esports it up. And for the last few tournaments, they just stopped putting me on doubles. I know that doubles is seen as less of an event, but I think that's just because, you know, the rise of static teams is just starting to happen. Or back in the day, you just find a top player and y'all play. But now we're starting to see more static teams develop. So hopefully Dubs gets, more shine, and also hopefully get more pop bonuses. But enough of that. Dubs is great. I really liked watching the Cat and Void almost take that tournament. That was going to be dope. But, falling just one short. But I'm always down for COG boys to do well. So good job to the COG boys regardless. Good job to Nairo on Zero as well. Nairo in general actually won a decent amount of events altogether. He even won Brawl in a very dominant fashion at that, so that was pretty sick. Congratulations to Mewtwo King for beating, I guess, H-Box, basically. It was one of his demons. I know that SFAT did well against him the first set around, but that second set, or the second and third set, because he had to set the bracket, he really let that man know he was getting second place. So congratulations to Mewtwo King for doing well in Melee as well. And then, of course, Zero with a pretty dominant performance in CEODreamland as well. I mean, he had a couple Game 5 situations. Some of them are looking real bleak for him, but in that last Game 5 against Mr. R, definitely sent that man a message that he was not going to lose that tournament. So congratulations to Zero, and happy birthday to Zero, unless it's over. But I think it's still today if I upload it tonight. So whatever. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Zero. Hold it down and all that good stuff. I want to thank all the people that actually showed up to Dreamland, because one, is on the East Coast, even though Florida is considered its own region, still on the East, and two, it's the first event of its kind for a CEO, and I know that people love going to regular CEO, but we need to start supporting events on their first time around so that we can keep events going. Like Shine, I mean, all these events are going in, and they're going in at a super loss just to make sure that people come back tomorrow. So Shine last year was in the hole by a shit ton, and it was a beautifully ran event. I'm definitely going this year as well, and hopefully, because of how well it was ran last year, more people want to go this year. And that's the same thing I want to happen with Dreamland, but I wish we didn't have to wait a tournament to do that. We were supporting, the Smash community has supported shitty tournaments for 4 iterations of it and multiple times. And now, when someone has a good format, business format for a tournament, we're like, we don't know, man. I mean, yeah, I went to Apex 2013, 14, and 15, and they were all ass. But if you tell me that Apex 2018 is happening right now, I might go. And I don't understand why that's so backwards, because we know that tournament's ass. We should stop supporting ass tournaments and start supporting good tournaments as they come via Shine, via Dreamland, and any other new popping up tournaments that happen. As well as the old legacy tournaments. If Genesis 5 is happening, you should definitely go to that. Evo, if it doesn't go well this year, I think we should stop supporting that, but that's just me. And others. So one huge discrepancy that happened with CEODreamland that I want to kind of get cleared up is the stream issue during top 8. That is by no means anyone's fault that was working the event. It was actually straight up to the hotel's fault. I'm not sure why the internet turned off, but it felt like the way that it cut, it almost felt like someone flipped a switch in the back and just left it off and forgot that we were still doing stuff. Now, I'm sure that's not exactly what happened, but it took them so long to figure out the problem that I ended up having to use my hotspot on my phone for the internet, and then we finished the rest of the tournament like that. not salty about it at all because I have Verizon and unlimited internet. So thanks, Verizon. Or unlimited data, let's put it that way. But still, you know, these are little discrepancies that I want to make sure we know that it's not VG's fault, that it's not Jabali's fault, that it's not any of the players' faults or anything like that. It was literally just the hotel staff or the hotel internet just cutting off at 7 or 8 p.m. or whatever time it was. So that was lame. They definitely put a damper in the viewership for Smash 4, which I know for some reason is going to be brought up in some argument in some Reddit thread later on when, well, Smash 4's viewer count is dwindling because look what happened to CEODreamland, and they're going to totally disregard the fact that the internet went down. And I hate shit like that, but I know it's going to happen. So, yeah. We didn't get kicked out of the pool nearly as fast, so if you were there, that was pretty dope. Usually at Dreamland, you're in the pool for like 0.3 seconds, and then security comes through. This time we actually got to stay there for 0.5 seconds, and that was nice. But that was also because it was one sect of CEO instead of 19 game communities all clashed together and whatnot. We're in the same venue too as CEO regular and probably Otaku. I don't know where Otaku is. It might be the same spot, but it all went over well, you know. I got to hang out with my friends. I didn't do as much hanging out as I used to. My party boy days are over, or getting to that point, man. I'll still, like, you know, sip and drink with them for a little bit, but more often than not now, like, after a tournament is done, or after I do whatever work I have to do, I actually just want to go back to my room, like, watch some Netflix and pass out. I think I'm getting old, boring, but I'm also married, so, you know, whatever. I mean, it's not like I feel any different either. I just, you know, like, I turned 27 and I was kind of like the whole, like, young me is starting to die, and I want to, like, gear my life toward being, like, happy and successful and shit like that. And, yeah, but anyway, it's not about me right now. It's about CEODreamland and the honest conversation. So, Dreamland, I give it an 8 out of 10. Those only 2 points I'm probably taking away. Still got to take it away because it happened. You know, the internet kind of one for the internet, and two, give me more fucking blocks, man. What the hell? Like, why I can't do dubs no more, man? Put me on dubs, bro. Like, come on, man. Anyway, I got top 16 and top 8 though. I did commentate with Bam, and that was hella fun. Black Plague was back, and that was super fucking fun. Felt like we were like back in like a major way too. Like the last few times that we commentated right before Genesis, I didn't feel like we were falling off, but I felt like our synergy was kind of messing up because we weren't doing as much together. We stopped going to Xanadu as much. Too long of a drive. Same matches and stuff like that. Started going to different tournaments. So Genesis 4 brought it back, and then CEODreamland, I feel like we were definitely in tip-top shape, bringing that Black Plague style commentary. So that was dope. And somebody tweeted out that they felt like we were the homemade waffles and Phil of Smash 4. And I know that's a compliment, but I don't like that compliment. Like, I don't like being compared to someone like that, because, yeah, I mean, like, we're both black, and we both have been a duo, but it's so drastically different. Like, I wouldn't want another game to come out, like Smash 5, and say I quit or something, and then Homemade Waffles and Phil get up, and then get up and do Smash 5, and then people are like, man, y'all are the Black Plague of Smash 5. I don't want that. No, we are the Black Plague. They are Homemade Waffles and Phil. We are both amazing duos, and we both deserve our credit where credit's due. But I don't think, you know, every time we start comparing like commentary, names need to be dropping. You know, I'm not gonna be D1 in Prague. I'm not Homemade Waffles Phil. We're not Scar and Toph. We're TKbreezy and EE, the Black Plague. And I'm glad there's so many teams that have such such a fucking following that, you know, they start to get compared like that, or we love you and we also love them. But every team needs their own brand, their own recognition, and that's what I think. And that's the only reason I think I don't like that compliment as much as one would. You know, Homie Waffles Phil, definitely homie. I look up to them very much so. But, you know, we are we, and they are them. So, CEODreamland. So the reason why I even have coaching on here is for multiple reasons. Coaching is starting to become a pretty big thing in the Smash community. It's always been a thing that's been around, but now we're like actually signing fucking coaches to help people, you know, get better or put them on track. But the thing is, like, I'm at this point in time, I'm thinking about when people are getting coaches and what's happening to their results, and it's like, is it really helping? You know what I mean? Because sometimes I think even when your coach is really good, I think once you start to default to needing your coach too much, you start to second guess yourself all the fucking time. So, you know, you think about it, like Zero had this long reign of just being the god, right? And now he's picked up Coach Pearson. I'm not blaming Pierce. Pierce is an amazing coach. You know, I'm just saying by coincidence, he's picked up Pierce, and he's had a few worst placings, or some of the worst placings in his career since he started getting coached. And by no means I'm saying Pierce is a shitty coach, or that coaches are bad. It's just that is something that I've noticed, and I'm like, you know, I feel like Zero is losing a little bit of confidence in himself, or anyone with a coach like that, because of the fact that they have a coach. You know, same shit happened with Mango. You know, he picked up Tafo as a coach, and I thought, you know, immediately with the way that Tafo works and understands his game, that Mango would be right back on top, and that's just not happening. You know, it's just there's some level to this where coaching is obviously a great thing, but at the same time, you know, you can definitely see why it could be detrimental to someone as well. If you have a player who understands the game the way that they understand it, full confidence wise, and then your coach comes in and he understands the game in a different way, so then he explains to you something that you're fucking up, but it's something that's like part of your base like gameplay, then you now have to think of another way to play the game different than what you've been doing to win already. So it's like it's a double-edged sword, in my opinion. Now, having coaches is dope. The thing about coaches, in my opinion, is the timing. Now, the rules set aside right now for coaching is they're amazing. I think I'm liking it right now, where you get 30 seconds one time in the set to say whatever you need to do. So most people, and 3 out of 5 will use it when someone's down 2 games. Or, you know, they won't use it at all usually. I mean, a lot of the sets we were watching, it was either someone was down 2 games, or it was at least past game 3 before we're thinking of coaches and shit like that. So 30 seconds, you get time to talk. Doesn't matter who your coach is, but you got one designated coach. I saw Coach Payne almost break that rule because I guess he didn't know, and they blew his shit up on spot. Like, it was Child. I think it was Child and Manny playing, and I think he was walking up to talk to Child. Yeah, I forgot who was playing, but I know that Coach Payne was about to get up and drop some more coaching, and Nick Riddle was like, you get 1 coach per set. He basically blew him the fuck up. He was like, you get 1 coach per set, bitch, get the fuck back. And I was like, dang, bro. And Coach Payne looked so lost. He was like, what? It was like, yeah, you get 1 coach per set. You know, you get 1 coaching section per set, and it's 30 seconds, and you got to get as much as you can in there, and you can never do it again. Now, my only problem with coaching is the level of enforcement that has to go into coaching. Makes it almost undesirable. Like, you gotta have someone who's always around with the clock ready to go. So that's even with pools and things like that. You gotta have both players know the rules, so we're not having any discrepancies of someone being like, wait, he got coached twice. You know, that's unfair. DQ him. Whatever. You got niggas yelling random shit in the crowd, which can still be considered coaching, but because they're not the designated coach, nothing happens. So like if Zero and Nairo are playing, and say I'm not Nairo's dedicated coach, but say I want Nairo to win, right? And I notice that every time Zero gets up from the ledge, he gets up and then he rolls in. So like he does standard get up and then he rolls after that. So if I just yell that shit out, right, and both of them hear me, because I'm not the designated coach, you can't do shit about it. I look like an asshole, sure, whatever, but you can't do shit about it because like I'm not one of their coaches. I'm just a guy in the crowd at this point in time. So there's definitely needs to be some more rules, in my opinion, that that kind of circumvent that, some counterbalance that right there, because that could definitely be a problem in the foreseeable future. I mean, I definitely heard some people yelling some things as I was watching matches, and I kind of thought like, hey man, what, like I know they got the Astro headsets on and whatnot, but like what if one of them doesn't? Like the sound was coming out of the speaker, so you didn't necessarily need the Astro headsets to play. So someone could have been hella coaching right there in itself, if it's like another player who's actually smart and good at the game yelling out stuff that matters. So I know, like, I don't think it matters too much in the middle of games, because I know that Mr. R said the only reason he went Cloud is because Anti yelled go Cloud, but we do that shit all the time anyway, even as a joke. Like if anyone plays Cloud and they lose first game, we'll yell go Cloud, or even if they don't play Cloud, we'll just start yelling that shit. So I mean, coaching or not, like, it's the middle of the game, or it's the downtime between games, so it wasn't like, you know, oh my god, we have to DQ him. We told him to go cloud, and he did it. Like, it's I don't know. At that point in time, it's almost semantics, but it's whatever. Altogether, though, you know, as I was pointing out, it's like such a new thing, but it's not really a new thing. It's just a thing that's really caught popularity in the last few months, and you know, I'm glad to see that we're having more people have a stance in the scene. You know, not everyone needs to be a top player. You can now be a commentator, coach, a TO, probably a guy who brings in sponsorships, a host, you know, an MC. There's a lot of places for you to find your mark, you know, put your mark in the Smash community. Just sometimes, you know, you gotta do it carefully. So, coaching, final line, I'm okay with it, but definitely need some level of regulation so that we don't run into any more problems as we grow as a community and as we move forward. Now, DSR and stages in general. All right, so the first thing, I actually had this written down. I had a lot of stuff written down for this, so that way I could explain the history of DSR and you know, my notes on everything, you know, about that. So DSR, by definition, the original definition of DSR actually was you can never pick a stage that you already played on in the set. So if we start on FD was never going to be seen in that set again. Like, that's it. That was the original rule of DSR, aka Dave's stupid rule. So then, as time went on, they modified it basically for the first time. This is not what modified DSR is, but they modified it to you can't pick a stage you want on, which made a lot more sense to me. So, you know, if we start Smashville and I win, then, you know, you counterpick me to FD and then you win, then I have to counterpick something that's not Smashville. So I can go back to FD because you won and I picked it, but I can't go back to Smashville unless for some reason we both agree on it. But that's gentleman clause, and we're not even gonna talk about that. So anyway, the real problem here is that the stage list is too small, and I put that in quotes because I don't actually think it's too small. I just think that the idea of having Battlefield and Dreamland be the same stage is stupid. And the reason why I think that's stupid, well, let's go ahead and dive into that now. So this is the stage we have, actually. Current stage list right now is FD and Omegas, Battlefield Dreamland, aka Triplat, Lilat, Smashville, and Town and City. So if you ban Battlefield or Dreamland, or if you ban Battlefield, you ban Dreamland, and vice versa. And then if you ban FD, then you ban all Omegas, so they can't use that either. That one makes sense to me because technically Omegas aren't real stages, they're just more FDs with the different sides and stuff like that. Battlefield and Dreamland, definitely not the same stage by any means. And we can stop using that argument just because there's 3 platforms on there that they're the same stage. Now my real problem with that is because everyone's like, oh, well, if you just ban Dreamland, then everyone's gonna go Battlefield. Okay, but like, there's a reason you went to Dreamland instead of Battlefield. Like, just because the platform layout is similar does not mean they're actually fully the same. And also, the blast zones are a really big part of why you switch between Dreamland and Battlefield. Like, a Jigs player is not going to take you to Dreamland. They're going to take you to Battlefield, and vice versa when it comes to a ZSS player who wants to take you to Dreamland and not Battlefield. For the platform layout and for the fact that, you know, ladder combos are a little easier or more guaranteed on Dreamland than they are on Battlefield. So, my main argument against this always is Melee plays with 4 fucking triplats. And I know everyone's like, but we're not Melee, and that's true, but we're still Smash. And if they can deal with having 4 triplats, why the fuck can't we deal with 2? Why are we acting like picking Dreamland or Battlefield, or getting counterpicked to Dreamland and Battlefield automatically means you're going to lose that match? You know, I've definitely seen a fair amount of ZSSs lose on Dreamland. I've seen a fair amount of ZSSs lose on Battlefield. I've seen Roses lose on Dreamland, Battlefield, Lilat, and all that. Is it an annoying match? Yes. Is it supposed to be annoying? Yes. It's a counterpick. In my humble opinion, that's how a counterpick is supposed to work. If we agree to the first stage, so, you know, say we have a 3-starter list, and you don't want Triplat, and I don't want Smashville. So we agree to FD, right? And I win that. The way that counterpicking is set up is basically in my opinion, and I could be wrong, but this is my opinion, for the opponent to gear the game for him to have some form of advantage. Like, not such an advantage where we're like, oh, well, you know, put a handicap on. It's not a handicap. It's just playing the game in your favor because you just lost. And that's why, and the reason why I think it's set up like that is because of the way you have to do it. So when the counter pick happens, you lose. You pick stage. You know, we go for the ban process. What do you ban? Oh, you ban Dreamland. Okay, I'm going to FD, whatever. Are you going to stay? Are you going to stay or are you going to switch? You switch or you stay, whatever. Then I get to switch or stay. And this is the start of game 2 after I lost game 1. So everything is in my favor. I knew what character you were going to play. I get to pick my character after your character just in case I want to counter pick you. And I get to pick the stage. It just sounds like whenever you lose, it is now geared toward you trying to figure out a way to win. Now, if that's not the point of counter picking, then maybe I'm sadly mistaken. But if you really look at it, if you get to pick, you know, the loser picks, definitely makes it feel like this is the way that, or this is how we, you know, keep an even playing field for whatever. So if I counter pick and you still beat me, you're just better than me at that point in time. And then if I win game 2, we go to game 3 on your, you know, on your terms. That's just how it's always been. So when everyone like, you know, and you know, when everyone like tries to compare Dreamland Battlefield, you know, I always bring up the one comparison that like things are definitely different. The platforms being higher for some characters to not be able to hit things they could hit on Dreamland than that, or on Battlefield that they can't hit on Dreamland. But you know, even then, that's not a big enough reason for change. So I just go with the blast zones. I'm not gonna take, if I want triplats but I want to kill someone, I'm gonna take you to Dreamland. If you ban Dreamland and I really want fucking triplats, I'm going to Battlefield, I guess. But it's still not the stage that I originally wanted. So your ban still worked. Like, you knew what stage I wanted and you banned it. So with Battlefield and Dreamland being split, like, sure, you might not get away from triplat, but you definitely got to pick what stage you didn't want to fucking go to. Thus your counter pick still working. Thus your ban still working. Thus thwarting my idea of the perfect counter pick basically in game 2 or 3 or 4, whatever the fuck the set is right now. So I mean, that's my views on Battlefield Dreamland. With that, we can say, you know, if we decided for some reason to keep that, then I think we need to make just one Omega, like a standard Omega League, or one with walls or something like that, so we could just have one more stage. That makes more sense than Lilac. But anyway, so the real problem right now with DSR and the rule set is that best of 5 still has bans. And so if you have bans and DSR on, if a set goes to game 5, you're pretty much running out of stages. So say we start on, and this is with Battlefield Dreamland being, you know, connected. So say we start on Smashville, right? And then I win. Then you pick Town and City, then I lose, right? And then you ban Battlefield Dreamland. So now I'm forced to either go to Lilac or FD immediately. Just like that. 2 stages gone, 2 stages left. We went on that. It's game 3 now. Or it's game 4 now. So it's 2-1, game 4. We have 1 stage left, and all we can do is basically either go to Lilac or start picking stages that we lost on. Is that correct? Fuck no. That's dumb. Like, that's dumb. That should not be happening. We shouldn't be running out of stages and forced to play like that. And one of the big proponents of that is for the fact that Dreamland and Battlefield are played. But yeah, the bans in best of 5, I think, are actually kind of a bigger problem, in my opinion. Now that I'm like saying it out loud, the bans are definitely a bigger problem. But I would be fine with both bans being taken away out of best of 5s and splitting up Dreamland Battlefield. If I had to pick one, though, I'd probably do the split first before the bans. Just because I think that idea of just saying the stages, oh, well, it's 2 stages, and they're like, so they're the same stage. We've never done that in any other game before, so why would we start, now? Like, I don't know, that's weird to me. It's always been weird to me, but, you know, that's whatever. So, as I said, though, with the razor remedy that you either go with the takeaway bans and best of 5, modified DSR, and I had this one idea, which I don't know if this is really going to take off or anything, but make the game 1 stage not count toward the DSR anyway, since technically you came to an agreement to go to that stage. So it's not like, you know, you start the game, y'all agree to whatever stage you go on. It's supposed to be the neutral. You know, this is supposed to be the game 1. No one really has an advantage per se. Now, if you let me get to a stage that I wanted to go to because you striked wrong, that's on you. We both had 2 strikes. You picked wrong. Or we both have 1 strike, depending on if we're doing 3 or 5, and you picked wrong. But if we decided to make game 1 stage not count, then that would make it so at the very least you might have a stage or 2 left at the end of or at game 5 if it gets to that point where we go back and forth, right? With bans and with Battlefield and Dreamland still being on, which I still, again, I split it up. It's dumb. But yeah, so those are 3 ways I think we can remedy that. You can use all 3. You can use 1 and it'd still be infinitely better than what we have currently right now with this small stage list, DSR in effect, and bans. Yeah, it's definitely taking a toll on where you can go and what you can do in these long sets. So like if you don't 3-0 someone, yeah, it's just like that's when it starts to get a little different. Like as soon as you lose that 1 game, that's when you already got the pressure on. You got the the key and peel sweat going on once you lose that 1 game. So yeah, let's fix those stages, man. That's really bad. And you can still have a conservative stage list with what we have, but if we're gonna have a conservative stage list, then let's not have all these extra rules and stipulations on, because it's doing nothing but making shit harder to do. Making it harder for players and harder. I guess it's harder for players, to be honest, and harder for people to deal with these rules, to keep having to remember all this shit anyway. So, last but not least is supporting other games. So, and what I mean by supporting other games, I don't even mean, you know, play Melee because you play Smash 4 and play Smash 4 because you play Melee. That's nice if you do. I definitely do that. But what I mean is play other platform fighters, because the platform fighters that we have today, outside of PlayStation All-Stars, the Battle Royale, that shit sucked. You can throw that shit in the garbage. Ass game. Shit's gross, nigga. Anyway, platform fighters I'm actually referring to are Rivals of Aether and Brawlhalla. Both getting a lot of their inspiration from Smash. So these people look up to Smash, right? They didn't come in saying they're trying to replace Smash. They didn't come in saying Smash was a shitty game, so we're gonna try to make, one better and get all the Smash people. They just wanted, they liked the style of platform fighters, so they made one. But for whatever reason, the Smash community, and I mean, usually it comes from the Melee side, but it definitely happens in Smash 4 too, has this really like shitty preconceived notion that anything that's not Smash needs to be shat on. But like, why? What are those people doing to you? Like, what is Brawlhalla making a game they spent so much time and effort on doing to you as a player who just wants to play Smash 4? If you don't want to participate in any of these other platform fighters, then fucking don't. But like, shut the fuck up too. Like I don't understand where the hate comes from if it's not even affecting you. Like, they're not coming here trying to claim your spot. There was never a time you were going to a tournament and then out of nowhere Brawlhalla usurped that tournament and was like, we're not doing Smash 4 no more. We're not doing Melee. If you come to our tournament, you got to end Brawlhalla or fuck you. Like, it just doesn't happen. So even if you don't like the game, I mean, you don't have to be there and sit there and shit talk it. I mean, we're all trying to build communities together. Brawlhalla actually tweeted about what was going on for Dreamland for Smash. And I think, CEODreamland tweeted for Brawlhalla too. But I tweeted and I helped out Brawlhalla in some situations by spreading awareness and some of the things they had. Like, they had a 2v2 tournament that messed up. And then one of the Brawlhalla head directors put out that they were going to do another 2v2 tournament the next day after they put a patch out. And I tweeted that out. Did I even enter? Fuck no. But I did tweet it out, so there was more awareness and eyes on the fact that they're going to redo the tournament, so that way we can we have, I guess, more, I won't say more better results, but I get more accurate results without the mess up. You don't have to you don't have to retweet it, you don't have to like it, you don't have to watch it, but it's just, and this is before the video, by the way. I didn't even get to the video, but this is before the video, which is still Matt Dazev's fault, and we're still taking down the wrong people. I've definitely looked at the Reddit. The Reddit is taking down the wrong people, but it's fine. So these guys have supported us. I try to support them back as well. I'm very cool with most of the devs for both of these games, you know, because I always try different platform fighters, even if it's like a really shitty one. Like I want to try it and see, you know, if my Smash skill carries over into this new. Like I played Brawl Out, and Brawl Out was a little wonky when I first, you know, when we first got on with it. But now, you know, maybe now that it's coming out again, it might be a little better. But did I have fun playing it? Yeah. Did my Smash skill kind of carry over a little bit? And it's fun just to see what you can do when you take this long history of Smash and apply it to other games. And I don't know why other people don't try to do that, because to me, that's always been fun. But I mean, that's just me. Anyway, so a video came out made by Matt.Zeb. Keep putting that in there. Made by Matt.Zeb. Not Brawlhalla, but made by Matt.Zeb. That at Shine 2017, Brawlhalla was going to be there. I'm sure they bought themselves there. Yeah, so, but the way the video was done, it was like a troll. So, you know, they started HBox, whatever. Starts typing Melee HD. And then the screen goes down and it comes up and it's actually Brawlhalla. Melee community up in fucking shambles. Furious over this. You made a joke about our holy game, Melee. You have disgraced our Lord and Savior, Melee Christ. Like, we now have to shit on you for the rest of your life. I thought it was a good ass joke. The joke actually killed itself a little earlier on because of the date that showed up. You know, the date that showed up, which said March 17th, 2017, but whatever. You should have already known that Melee HD was going to come out. Even if Melee HD does come out, they're not even going to fucking play it. I know it for a fact because there's going to be 1 nanosecond of lag somehow. And it's just not going to be playable to the Melee community. So we can get Melee HD, updated graphics. That's sick. Let just 1 nanosecond, 1 micro milli fucking, just like in fucking atom of a second, and no one's gonna play it because it's not CRT. What I want in Melee HD, fuck yeah, I want to see some updated graphics on Melee, and I would also like to stop carrying around CRTs. But I don't know. And like someone actually brought up another point. With that being said, that I think Nintendo knows where they're cashing out. Melee HD would appear to a very small sect of Nintendo fans, in my opinion, which is the Smash community. You know, I don't really see a lot of casuals deciding they want to play Melee HD, or play Melee in general, because it's a less accessible game than Smash 4 right now. But if it came out, they would definitely get a huge boost of sales right at the beginning, and then it would just dwindle out because everyone has the damn game. And I've been thinking about that for a while. Like, I want a Melee HD because I want to play Melee, but I'm also competitive. What about the people that aren't competitive? I don't really know a lot of people doing item gameplay in Melee right now, or one-player mode or anything like that. But when you go to Smash 4 or even Brawl, they have all these extra things you can do. You know, subspace emissaries in Brawl. You have fucking Smash Tour. You had all these mini games, all these events that you can do in Smash 4. So there's always something even for just casuals to do. 8-player Smash, all your friends can play together. That in itself, you know, in my head from a business standpoint, just made it seem like I don't really see Nintendo trying to go for that Melee HD. Low-hanging fruit is definitely there, and they could do that and definitely make a good boost on money and make a great relationship with Smash, with the Smash community by doing that. But when have we known Nintendo to do the right thing? Like, there's a lot of things they could have done to, you know, foster a good relationship with us, and they just started that this year, basically. And we've been doing this since what, like 2001, 1999. Come on, man. It's a lot of time to just be looking to turn in a cold shoulder to a full community. But I don't make the decisions, man. I just buy the shit. But with that being said, back to the main point of this. So, you know, the video comes out, fucking Twitter blows up. Brawlhalla now is getting like random hate from mostly the Melee community because of the video, which still, I mean, in poor taste, probably. I don't think you should ever go against the powerhouse that is the Melee community, because they have a very vocal sect of people who will sit in it. They'll get on fucking Twitter and just troll the shit out of you and just leave hateful comments for the rest of their fucking lives. Sure, you could just block them, but why? It shouldn't even have to come to that. Like, that's the thing. So, Poor taste, bad idea, possibly. Could have been used any other announcement trader to say they were going. But did it get people talking? Definitely. Talking negatively, but some people do say any press is good press. I don't believe that, but like it is true though. It is press. So hopefully they don't hinder themselves too much, and people do decide to enter Brawlhalla, or at least Brawlhalla heads come out. Sorry, not to say kids, but heads come out and try to play the game here at Shine 2017. Again, another beautifully ran tournament. But we should try to support them, man. I like the idea of having more platform fighter based nationals, just platform fighters. Like, I mean, we have 4 good ones now with Smash. Well, I'll say we have 4 mainstream ones right now. Brawlhalla, Rivals Aether, Smash 4, and Melee. And then we still have people playing 64. You can bring Brawl back if you really wanted to. You can dive into fucking PlayStation All-Stars if people were still playing that for whatever reason. Brawl Out just came out. They start throwing money. Maybe they can get in there. And I don't know. It'd just be nice to see some cross-contamination of these similar but yet really drastically different games happen. So support other games. Do it. Like, don't be an asshole. If you don't want to play the game, then just don't. But you don't also have to go out your way to spread hate. And that goes from Smash 4 to Melee, Melee to Smash 4, Smash 4 to Brawlhalla, Rivals Aether to Brawlhalla, Brawlhalla Rivals Aether, Brawlhalla to Brawl. I don't fucking matter. Whatever is hating, just stay in your fucking game if you have nothing nice to say. That's the bottom line. All right. And that was an honest conversation.